is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
That ball is history. A walk-off home run.
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pledger. Thanks for joining me. However you may be joining, whether that's on 94.1 on your FM dial, if you happen to be listening at sasportstar.com via our AA Best Bail Bonds audio player, or if you're watching on YouTube. Our YouTube channel streams all of our shows live at SA Sports Star on YouTube. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and you can comment along to all of the shows, whether that's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson, weekdays 6 to 10. The Blitz with Jason and Joe from 2 to 6, or right here on Extra Innings with Pledge from 6 to 7. Of course, coming up for you, we've got Thursday Night Football presented by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer, Seahawks and Bears, starting at 6:30 here at the bottom of the hour. Championship weekend for a lot of folks. So if you have any questions, feel free to fire them off. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776, because we are at that point of the season where you have to wonder about who's playing and how much they'll be playing. To be honest, I'm in the championship game because the Packers decided to sit Josh Jacobs at halftime. That is the only reason I am in the championship game, because that and the fact that the Packers defense did not allow a single point, that allowed me to advance. And so now I get to play for a title because of it. And you have to worry about things like that. And now you worry about, Josh Allen. Is Josh Allen going to play moving forward? Patrick Mahomes. Is he going to play moving forward after this week? Luckily, he's already got his game in the books for you and had a great one if this is your championship week and you're going out with that. Same for Xavier Worthy. I mean, it's going to be very, very interesting as we close out the season, both in fantasy football and the regular season for the NFL. And one of the games that didn't go quite as billed, or exactly how a lot of people may have thought it would have went, was Texans-Ravens in the late window. Best thing about that game was Beyonce at halftime. It was ugly. Offensively for the Texans, it was a travesty. Defensively, sure, they got a safety because Tommy Townsend pinned them deep and they finally hit Derrick Henry for a loss in the backfield. But that was the only good thing about that game. Defensively, Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry had their way against the Texans defense, and the Texans offense could do absolutely zero things to affect the scoreboard and put points on the board, because CJ Stroud looks like a shell of the guy that we saw his rookie year. And part of it, sure, absolutely, it is the pressure he has been under all season long, speeding up the clock in his head as he is missing throws that he normally wouldn't. He is bailing out of the pocket early. He is scared to step up into the pocket a lot of the times, it looks like. There are issues, and I'm starting to wonder if some of them are more than even the mental issues, if he may be dealing with something physically that nobody knows about to this point. But, coming off of one of the worst performances of the season, CJ Stroud was quick to take the blame for the Texans' offensive struggles.
Terrible on my behalf, probably one of my worst games of my whole career, just came out flat. didn't have any energy. Didn't lead the offense the way I should have. So, no, I always got to look at myself in the mirror and, be honest with myself. And it's not good enough today. So, is what it is. Can't hang my head down, but just got to keep going.
What do you mean? You didn't lead the offense as you should have. Did you feel you're getting frustrated with some of those early misses?
No, I just kept missing. Just wasn't making throws. And at the same time, I gotta find a way to stand in there stronger and make those throws. Just some miscommunication with me and some of the receivers, but ultimately, it's up to me to make the throw when guys are open. So, yeah.
CJ Stroud taking the responsibility for it, but there seems to be so much systematically wrong with this offense, starting up front with the line, and then just you think about last year. Sure, they had Nico Collins and Tank Dell, but then they lost Tank Dell for a period of time, and Dalton Schultz is having a very subpar season this year compared to last year. And even Nico Collins, since returning from the injury, hasn't quite looked like himself. Now, is he being schemed out of these things? Joe Mixon was a revelation through the first part of the season, but teams have started taking away the cutback, and it has severely affected the running of the Houston Texans offensive run scheme. And all of these things end up eventually falling on the plate of the offensive coordinator and Bobby Slowick. And maybe, just maybe, it falls on the plate of Chris Strasser, the offensive line coach, more than anyone, because all of the problems seem to originate there, both in the run game and in the pass game. But at some point this offseason, a very difficult decision is going to have to be made regarding the coaching staff that DeMeco has and whether there will be changes on the offensive side of the ball in any sort or manner, whether it's something as simple as the offensive line coach or whether it's full-scale changes on the offensive side. But it'll be very interesting to see how DeMeco Ryans approaches this offseason, given what the offense has put on the field as compared to how well the defense has played for most of this season. It's going to be very interesting. Frank Mateo on our YouTube live says, if the Texans played in any other division, people would be asking if CJ Stroud is a bust. Winning covered some issues. No, CJ Stroud did have a wondrous year last year. This is a regression, whether it's a regression to the mean or a regression due to scheme and things around him, is yet to be seen, or if it's just a sophomore slump and bounce back in your third year once things kind of level out. But it is definitely a regression from last season's play where he was otherworldly, much the way Jaden Daniels has been for most of this season. He has been a revelation this year. He has led this Washington Commanders team to near the top of the NFC East, and he has them in position to make the playoffs. Fantastic job by him. We'll see what happens next year, especially if someone poaches Cliff Kingsbury as offensive coordinator away from the Commanders and him having to learn a whole new system under a new offensive coordinator. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, we got Thursday Night Football presented by Flight by Yingling, where the Bears take on the Seahawks. That's coming up at 6:30. But next, earlier today on the Blitz, Executive Vice President and COO of the Dallas Cowboys, Stephen Jones, joined to talk about a multitude of things, including CeeDee Lamb being shut down for the rest of the season and rumors of other teams possibly maybe wanting to get in on the Mike McCarthy sweepstakes. They'll discuss that and more coming up next right here on Extra Innings with Pledge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Star.
Listen up. The biggest savings are always at Mr. W Fireworks. Our prices are always more than 50% lower than the other guys.
And we never charge you hidden fees. Look for the big W on our side. And find us online at MrWFireworks.com.
Come to the South Texas RV Super Sale January 2nd through the 5th. Our dealers are loaded with RVs and they're making deals. Class A, B, and C motorhomes, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and travel trailers. For info and advance tickets, go to SouthTexasRVSupersale.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-550-8841. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-550-8841. That's 800-550-8841. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Coverage varies by plan, view contracts and exclusions at EnduranceWarranty.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-299-1058. 800-299-1058. Again, that's 800-299-1058.
Football season is in full swing, and you can take full advantage by winning some cash with Sleeper Picks. Sleeper Picks is a fantasy game, but you can win real money. Just pick more or less than at least 2 of your favorite player stats. If you're right, you could win. You can pick up to 8 players to win up to 100 times your money. For a limited time, Sleeper has a special offer. New users have to play $5, and they'll receive $55 in free bonus entries. That's right. If you deposit $25 and play $5, they'll give you 11 $5 bonus entries to start playing. So download the Sleeper app now and use promo code BLOCK and get in on this promo before time runs out. What are you waiting for? Download Sleeper today and unlock one of the fastest growing fantasy sports apps in the world. Use code BLOCK to claim the play $5, get $55 bonus entry offer. That's code BLOCK. Must be at least 18 years old in most states and present in state where it is legal to wager. Promo code location, other restrictions apply. Minimum deposit $25. See terms of use for details at sleeper.com. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-426-2537 for help. Sponsored by Sleeper, a Blitz product.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch any big game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the fights. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 at Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases. We do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
My wife and I always loved doing everything together. Jiu-jitsu, kayaking, and intimacy was always on point. It was around my early 30s when I noticed a downward trend. Watching a lot of TV, putting on weight, and just full of self-doubt. I had tried another men's clinic with disappointing results. It's the personalized treatment I receive at Revive Men's Health that has been the complete game changer for me. I've got my energy and motivation back. I'm feeling stronger than I did in my 20s, and it made me a much better husband to my wife.
I'm Nicole Chrysler, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. If you are always feeling tired or moody, have a difficult time sleeping, or decreased libido, you may be suffering from low testosterone.
Book your free T-check and exam. Call Revive Men's Health San Antonio at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
All you cool people, you better leave now because this is about to happen.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pleasure. Thanks for joining me, however you may be joining. Lloyd D on our YouTube channel says, I put CJ in my fantasy lineup this week. I wouldn't have. I didn't. I have him in multiple leagues. He has not been a viable fantasy starter to other options, and other options can include rookie Bo Nix. So that is the regression that CJ Stroud has been on this year. Earlier today on the Blitz, we had the COO and executive vice president of the Dallas Cowboys, Stephen Jones, joining as he discussed a multitude of things, including the shutting down of CeeDee Lamb for the season.
The big news today that just broke a few minutes ago is the fact that Cowboys wide receiver CeeDee Lamb is going to be shut down for the remainder of the season just because of his shoulder injury. And we're going to visit with Stephen Jones here coming up here in just a moment, but and ask him why that decision was made and how they proceed forward. It's going to be interesting to see. Makes that game tough. Let's go to the Buyers Barricades guest line. Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys joins us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First of all, Merry Christmas to you, Stephen. Appreciate you jumping on.
Merry Christmas, guys. Hope you're having a great holiday.
Absolutely. It is. It's been a great holiday. Hope you are as well. You guys made a big decision today to shut down CeeDee Lamb because of that shoulder injury. What goes into making a decision like that, Stephen?
Well, first of all, it wasn't getting any better. I mean, I think anyone who watched him play could tell every time he had contact and landed on it, he was struggling even, with any help he might get. So, I just think at the end of the day, it was the right thing to do, and it wasn't getting any better. And, a tough call. He's a competitor. He wanted to play, but I think it was the right thing to do for the long haul.
Yeah, Stephen, I was going to say that. I would imagine that CD probably put up a little bit of an argument because he wants to be out there on the football field with his teammates.
That's it. I mean, he's that's what makes him great. He loves to compete, wants to be out there for his teammates. I know he wants to, he wants the league, and certainly even with his injuries, he's put up some amazing numbers again this year, and really shows why he's one of the best in the business. But at some point you got to protect them from themselves, and this was the right thing to do.
Visiting with Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys. And Stephen, they always say, right, an injury to one guy opens up an opportunity for somebody else. I'm sure you guys are going to be looking at the other wide receivers that you have and really studying them with the opportunity that they've been given.
Absolutely. We've got a good young crew there. Unfortunately, Colbert had a really severe dislocation, and we'll see what he can do. But, we've got, some good young players there that we want to see, especially I think Flournoy showed up last week. Brooks has shown up during the season at different times. And so anyway, we've got a good group of guys that we think we want to see, and I think they'll make plays. Obviously, we traded for Mingo, and, he's done a lot of good things with his physicality and what he can do, and want to get him more involved as well. So, we've got a good group of guys. It'll be great to see those guys step up.
Stephen, when you look at the final two games, and I know you guys have been playing to win, and I think the job that the players and Mike McCarthy have done has been superb with all the unfortunate injuries you guys have had. What will you look for at these final two games in the players? And I'm assuming that you'll look and some decisions will be made as far as who's there and who's not.
Absolutely. I mean, we're playing to win the games. We made a commitment to that, and that's what Mike and his staff wants. Certainly, we're supportive of it, and all we want to do is go out and win football games, and we want to see which guys step up. Obviously, we've had some challenges, and we've had adversity, and this is where you see what guys are about. And so we're looking forward to see which guys step up. We've got two very competitive football games. I mean, Philly and Washington both are playing, for the playoffs and playing for their seeds. And, we feel like we can play with anybody, even with the, as I said, we're now well above that with CD out. We've got probably half of our salary cap assets on the sideline, but our guys are still stepping up and competing. And I think that says a lot for our young group, says a lot for our staff.
That was Stephen Jones joining the Blitz earlier today. You can catch the full interview in the audio vault at sasportstar.com. But coming up next, we got Thursday Night Football presented by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. Bears, Seahawks coming at you.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Friday on the Morning Huddle, back from a little Christmas break. We'll talk to Coach McCarthy about the game coming up on Sunday and review everything that's happened